trusted news source, ABC6 News at noon.
You know, guys, this is all kind of rumors and speculation, and I know you guys are trying to do your job. I get it.
Well, will he stay or will he go? All eyes on Coach Ed Cooley today as rumors and speculation swirl about the beloved Providence head coach's future. Good afternoon to you folks. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Casey Kantz. Yeah, a whole lot of uneasiness in Friartown this Monday as we come on the air with you. A heightened sense of attention being paid to the Providence Friars program and its future today as everyone awaiting a decision from Ed Cooley. What we know as we come on with you today, rumors and tweets as recent as this morning circulating the coach may be on the move to take the Georgetown job. The speculation picked up steam after the team dropped their opening round matchup of the NCAA tournament against Kentucky Friday. Now, with the decision still up in the air, we're learning that his East Greenwich home was put up for sale this morning for $1.9 million. Cooley has drawn interest from in-conference rivals Georgetown, like we've been saying, could be a likely landing spot for him. The Providence native, though, has coached here in Providence since 2011. He confirmed he would be making a decision in the very near future. Here's more from Coach following Friday's loss to Kentucky.
But after a game like this, I just think it's fair to talk about our players. I think it's fair to talk about the game. That, man, I'm right here right now, babe. I think those are very hard questions when you're just going off of speculation.
And tonight we'll have much more from students and the school and what the future may look like. Will there be a decision before we come on with you tonight? We don't know. Make sure you stay with us, though, for continuing coverage of this story. We'll update it on air and online as new information comes into the newsroom. In the meantime, make sure to download our ABC6 News app so we can send breaking news, weather, and sports alerts right to your phone. Let's switch gears, take a live look outside on this Monday and this first day of spring. It certainly looks spring-like out there today. A little cool, but Skylar, things are starting to warm up a little more consistently these days. Good afternoon.
I was gazing at the tower cam there and noticing that there is not a cloud in the sky. So first day of spring officially starts at 5:24 p.m., you guys. So I think we're all excited for it. I even wore the bright colors today. Mild temperatures in this forecast to get us off through the first part of the week, and our rain chances start to increase by Thursday. Satellite and radar over the last couple hours and even overnight, we really didn't have any clouds. Like I said, that high pressure system moving into the area, and that is going to be giving us nice conditions. Right now, Providence is looking at 43 degrees. Winds are out of the west-southwest at 13 miles an hour. Let's look at the temperatures all around the area. 45 degrees in Plymouth. We have 44 in Martha's Vineyard, 42 over in Nantucket, 41 down in Newport. So tonight, what are we looking at? 32 degrees overnight. We're going to have clear skies. Winds will still stay pretty light outside. And I'm going to have that 7-day forecast and more details on what's coming up this weekend here in a moment.
All right, Skylar, thank you. We'll check back in. Local political news just breaking a short time ago. Helena Folks saying she will not be running for Congress. She made that announcement in an email to supporters. We also learned Rhode Island House Speaker Joe Shekarchi is not joining the race. As for who is in, last week, Lieutenant Governor Sabina Matos put her name in the hat for this CD1 congressional seat. We also now know Senator Sandra Cano, a Democrat currently representing Pawtucket's District 8, will be running. The congressional seat opened after David Cicilline announced back in February he was leaving to take over as the head of the Rhode Island Foundation. Following developing news in the Trump investigation this afternoon, the former president claiming on social media over the weekend that he will be arrested tomorrow on charges by the Manhattan District Attorney, which is investigating his involvement in that alleged hush money payment to porn actress Stormy Daniels. ABC News has not verified Trump's claims, and so far no word from the Manhattan DA on any potential charges. ABC's Rena Roy, though, catches us up today from New York.
Another witness taking the stand today in a New York court in one of several closely watched criminal investigations into former President Trump. According to sources, longtime Donald Trump ally and attorney Bob Costello testifying before the grand jury today. Costello at one point represented Trump's former fixer, Michael Cohen, who's a key witness in the case, testifying last week for a total of about 5 hours about the alleged hush money payments to porn actress Stormy Daniels shortly before the 2016 election. Cohen pled guilty and served prison time in part for his role in those payments.
In a letter to prosecutors obtained by ABC News, Trump's legal team asked for Costello to be allowed to testify, we're told, because they said that Cohen once told Costello that Trump committed no crime.
This after Trump posted on his social media platform over the weekend, claiming he'll be arrested Tuesday in relation to Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg's investigation and calling on his supporters to protest. ABC News has not verified those claims, and Trump hasn't said why he thinks he'll be arrested tomorrow. His own spokesman stated after Trump's post that they have received no notice from the DA's office. Trump has acknowledged paying Daniels $130,000, Cohen writing out the check 1 month before the election. Experts say that may have violated campaign finance laws. Trump's attorney says he paid off the porn star to protect his family. Former Vice President Mike Pence, who has grown increasingly critical of Trump, coming to his defense in an exclusive interview with ABC's John Carl.
Another politically charged prosecution directed at the former president of the United States.
Pence has called for any protests to be peaceful. In an email obtained by ABC News, the Manhattan DA told staff, "We do not tolerate attempts to intimidate our office or threaten the rule of law in New York." The courts and police starting to talk about security after Trump's calls for protest. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And back here at home, a Worcester man facing a slew of charges after a head-on crash in Lincoln injures multiple people. State police say this happened on Route 146 near the Route 116 off-ramp around 3:15 Sunday morning, when 23-year-old Evan Baptiste was driving south in the northbound lane. He hit a car head-on. Police say another car was hit as a result of that collision. He then continued driving and crashed again. Baptiste was arrested, being charged with 4 counts of driving to endanger with injuries, also driving under the influence, and reckless driving. Police in Rentham investigating a fatal accident. This happened Friday night in front of Rentham District Court. A preliminary investigation here indicates a Toyota Tacoma pickup truck traveling north on East Street towards Rentham Center veered left at the split and hit the oncoming car. The drivers of both vehicles suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries. A passenger had to be flown by med-flight to Rhode Island Hospital, but later passed away from their injuries. No charges have been filed here. The name of that victim has not yet been released. 5 juveniles, all from the same family, killed in a fiery crash in New York. Public safety officials in Westchester County say the 4 males and 1 female killed ranged in age from 8 to 17. The group was from the town of Derby. Authorities say it appears a 16-year-old was behind the wheel when the car veered off the road, hit a tree, and burst into flames. It was just after midnight Sunday. No other vehicles were involved. The only survivor of the crash, a 9-year-old boy who was apparently in the car's hatchback area and escaped from the rear of the car. Police are now investigating to figure out what caused the crash. Still to come today on ABC6 News at noon, market-shaking turmoil in the global banking system. Treasury officials here in the U.S. and overseas taking new steps to avoid further catastrophe. We'll have the very latest. A spring break in Miami marred by tragedy and chaos after 2 deadly shootings. We'll have the latest from there just ahead. Back with a look at national headlines today and the ongoing turmoil affecting the global banking system. Government financial leaders in the U.S. and abroad taking proactive steps to avoid further fallout. Over the weekend, Swiss authorities engineering a deal by banking giant UBS to take over one of its troubled rivals, Credit Suisse. ABC's Eka Jachi in Washington with the latest.
Swiss banking giant UBS has agreed to buy its smaller rival, Credit Suisse, in a deal worth more than $3 billion. A lightning-fast deal brokered by the Swiss government in an attempt to avert what authorities say could have been a financial catastrophe.
The bankruptcy of a global systematically important bank would have caused irreparable economic turmoil in Switzerland and throughout the world.
The U.S. Treasury Department and the Federal Reserve were quick to praise the Credit Suisse takeover as the Fed and other major central banks announced a coordinated effort to ensure U.S. dollars remain readily available across the global financial system as bank closures in the U.S. and abroad create strains on global banking operations. Here at home, the Fed is facing more scrutiny after ABC News confirmed a New York Times report that the Fed was aware of serious problems with the failed Silicon Valley Bank since 2021. In fact, more than a year before its collapse, the Fed had issued several warnings about SVB's poor risk management systems. By 2022, the Fed rated the bank deficient for governance and controls, raising new questions about why the Fed failed to act sooner. Now, some senators are calling for an outside investigation of the Fed itself.
The Fed doesn't just get to do its own investigation. I'm calling for an independent investigation of the Fed and the whole regulatory system.
A new report finds that at least 186 out of the over 4,000 commercial banks are at risk of failing if half of its account holders quickly withdraw their funds. Eka Jachi, ABC News, Washington.
And down in Florida, authorities imposing a curfew in South Beach after two deadly shootings. City of Miami Beach issued a state of emergency after large spring break crowds, I should say. The 11:59 p.m. curfew started last night and ended at 6 a.m. this morning. On Friday, though, violence broke out in the popular South Beach area amid both St. Patrick's Day festivities and spring break celebrations. One person dead and another injured on Friday. And then Sunday, one person was fatally shot and another injured. Still to come today on the news at noon, a dangerous tick-borne disease that has been detected here in New England. We'll tell you what to look out for. And the countdown is over. It's time to say goodbye to winter and brighten things up. Spring is here. Your first day of spring forecast is just around the corner. All right, get ready for the days starting to get longer, the temps starting to get warmer, and trees and flowers start to bloom. Look at this beautiful footage. Happy first day of spring. Here's a brief astronomy lesson. On the spring equinox, the world sees roughly equal periods of day and night. Seasons arise because the Earth tilts as it revolves around the sun, bringing half the planet closer to its warmth. Right now, it's the North's turn for longer, warmer days, while it's getting colder south of the equator.
Should probably let me talk about that. I could have given you guys a great weather graphic for this. But anyways, all right, let's take a look at the almanac. So average for this time of year, 49 degrees. We did set the record of 83 degrees in 1945. Nowhere close since then, but we are warming up and we have 50s in this forecast. So that's something to look forward to. But you saw the sunrise and sunset. We're very close to the same time. So yes, almost equal parts sunshine and nighttime. All right, big picture setup moving into our week to get us going through what's coming up next. High pressure system sitting off, just moving up along the Atlantic seaboard. That's going to stick with us for the next couple of days. That's going to give us some nicer skies. We're going to have that sunshine today and tomorrow. We have all this dry slot of air that's helping us not have any moisture outside. So that's some good news, something to look forward to as we have the next couple of days. Right now in Newport, looking 43 degrees. The winds are out of the west-southwest at 13 miles an hour. Absolutely stunning photo there of Newport and the bridge. All right, temperatures around the area. Most of us, well, actually all of us are sitting in the 40s now. So we're in those mid-40s. We're going to slowly climb on up. We're going to get up into the 50s today. With lots of sunshine, that heat coming down. But here's what's coming next. So right now we're watching a system that's more around the Midwest area. So what this is going to do is going to move through the Tennessee Valley. That's going to get towards us by late Wednesday night and the overnight hours. So our rain chances are going to start to increase through Thursday and into Friday and even Saturday. So it does get a little bit heavier by the time we get to Saturday, but you know what? No big deal because we have a nice Sunday in store. So we'll just get through this system that moves through. And you know what? It comes with the spring weather, right? All right, so let's look at our 7-day forecast. So spring today, we're all excited about that. A lot of 50s in this forecast. We have sunshine for tomorrow, so this mild, dry temperatures for the first part of our week. Then on Wednesday, those sun and clouds, well, we have some increasing clouds for the day on Wednesday. By Thursday, that's when the chance of showers starts to roll in. So Thursday, increasing on Friday, and into Saturday, more rain. But look, we still stay in the 50s this week, so that's the good news. And then Sunday, we have mostly sunny skies. We're still going to shape up to be in those low to mid 50s. So you know what? All in all, I think we have a nice forecast ahead. Even though we have the rain showers, that'll just give us some more nice flowers to bloom, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Still to come today on ABC6 News at noon. Listen up, check those cabinets. 2 important recalls to tell you about. One involving eye drops, the other baby formula. We'll check in on both of those, plus concerns over the shortage of a drug used to treat type 2 diabetes. I'll tell you what's driving the demand for Ozempic. Back with a focus on your health now, and a tick-borne disease that could pose risks for the nation's blood supply. The CDC warns babesiosis is becoming more prevalent in the Northeast. It's already considered endemic in Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and 7 other states. The agency reports about 16,000 known cases of it from 2011 to 2019. Symptoms include fevers, muscle and joint pain, and headaches, and the disease can be fatal in rare cases. Recalled eye drops have been linked to dozens of dangerous infections and at least 1 death. The CDC identified 68 patients across the country with the infections from what's called Global Pharma Healthcare's artificial tears lubricant eye drops. The CDC says patients were infected by a rare strain of drug-resistant bacteria, never before reported in the U.S. 8 patients reported losing vision, 4 had to have their eyes surgically removed, and 1 person died. The CDC says anyone who has used these eye drops and has any signs of an infection, you should seek care immediately. The maker of a popular powdered infant formula voluntarily recalling one of its products. Perrigo Company makes Gerber's Good Start infant formula. It's recalling some of its Gerber Good Start Soothe Pro powdered formula because it may be contaminated with bacteria. The formula was made between January 2nd and January 18th of this year. The company says so far no one has become sick. Customers, though, with the product should toss it out and ask the company for a refund. Meanwhile, concerns over the shortage of a drug used to treat type 2 diabetes. Healthcare officials say telehealth and social media are playing a big role in the driving demand for Ozempic. So Ozempic holds more than 40% of the U.S. market share of drugs that mimic an appetite-regulating hormone. Some believe the prescription weight loss drug market is also a part of what's driving its popularity. The FDA announced a shortage of Ozempic back in August. And there is more still to come today at noon, including, ever had aspirations of being a professional bear hugger? Well, if so, we found a perfect job for you. That story coming up. We'll also get another check of that first day of spring forecast. It's all just ahead. ABC6 News at Noon continues after this. Well, if you love the outdoors and don't mind interacting with the occasional bear, there's a job for you in New Mexico. The Department of Game and Fish posted a job on Facebook looking for professional bear huggers. The agency is actually looking to hire conservation officers. Interacting with bears is only part of the job. But qualifications include someone who likes to hike in strenuous conditions, has the courage to crawl into a bear den, and will trust coworkers to keep them safe. You have until March 30th to apply. Skylar, interested?
Oh, nope.
No? Not even those cute little bears?
No, they're cute,
Yeah?
but yeah, nope.
All right.
I'm just going to stick with this forecast. So today, low 50s, lots of sunshine. Winds will stay out of the west, 5 to 15 miles an hour. Very dry. That's nice. Nice change. 32 overnight tonight, light winds. 7-day forecast. I'm sort of mixed bag on this. So the first part of our week looks good. We got the sunshine, we got the 50s, and then that back half, not so much, but at least it's during the work week, right? And then we at least get one day on the weekend of nice sunshine. So I take the wins where you can get them, right?
I like the temps.
I'll take the temps.
Consistent 50s. Looks good.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate that, Skylar. Appreciate you folks for watching as well. The news continues first at 4. I'm Casey Canton. Have a great rest of your Monday.